are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, and welcome to, this is the third time we've done the webinar. And it happens to be that today is National Forklift Safety Day. So it just kind of comes in and it works very, very well. Today, we're going to talk about improving pedestrian safety with the blue lights program that are out on the market today. My name is Chuck Cullinan. I'm with Toyota Material Handling, Ohio. I'm the corporate safety manager. I've been involved with Toyota for about 12 years now here in the Ohio area. I've been doing forklift training myself around safety for about 35 years. And pedestrian safety is something that I really, really pour my heart into, only because the largest causes of accidents in industry today are still pedestrian type safety or pedestrian injuries. And again, as I keep telling companies, if all we do is train operators, we're missing the boat. Toyota Material Handling of Ohio, we have locations in Columbus, Toledo, and Cleveland. We were founded in 1968 as Interstate Lift Trucks. We were purchased by Toyota in 2002. And the nature of our business is new and used rental equipment, forklifts, side loaders, personal carriers, utility vehicles, allied supplies, safety training, and equipment parts and service, and pallet racking. We do have individual folks that work with us that specialize in all the different types of material handling needs that you might have. Safety programs offered, obviously operator training, which is required by OSHA. This is a program that has to be done every 3 years. Certifications are only good for 3 years. And again, this is where we have to stay on top of it. And when they changed the standard, when OSHA changed the standard in 2000, this is where they mandated the 3-year recertification. We also offer train the trainer. So if you have an awful lot of employees inside of your facilities, it gives you the option of training at your leisure while still staying inside of your dates. Refresher courses, this is where you have to do this training. That's our 3-year recertification refresher. Or when someone's involved in an incident, they're being observed operating a truck in an unsafe manner or near miss. We also would like to get involved with the supervisors and managers to do refresher course type training with them so that your frontline supervisors know exactly what the requirements are for their forklift operators. Inspections of facilities, this is where we will walk through your facility and look around and do an audit with you and basically tell you where we see. What we're looking for is conformance. We're not looking for nonconformance. But where nonconformance does show up, we will talk to you about it and make solutions as how we could help with you. Pedestrian-related accidents, there's over 19,000 forklift pedestrian accidents each year. That's a very low number, actually. It's much higher than that. And again, one of the things that can help us is training and proper procedure can minimize the likelihood to pedestrian-related accidents. But again, keeping it in front of pedestrians and forklift operators is the biggest obstacle that we have to overcome so that they understand that this can happen to anybody. And the likelihood is always going to be there. Pedestrian safety is more than common sense. As I keep telling people when I do training, that common sense isn't so common. And again, we can embellish it, we can work on it, we can manipulate it, but we cannot teach it. You have to have some idea of what's going on in your surroundings. And we take this and we look at good judgment is not the whole solution, but we try to take this and interweave it into everyday occurrences, into what people see. For instance, one of the examples that I use in pedestrian training is that, a 5,000-pound capacity lift truck weighs 9,000 pounds empty. Put a load on the front end of it, now it's 14,000. An empty bus weighs 14,000 pounds. Would you step off the curb in front of a bus? And nobody in their right mind will. But it's these kind of thought processes that we have to get through to them, that it's a very serious program and it's a very serious issue that we have to deal with. Condition that can cause the accidents, complacency is one of the largest causes. And again, they get into their jobs, they do their jobs day in and day out, and they almost become robotic. And when we start to look at it, and I'll challenge you to go out to your facility and watch people walking through your facility. They have all kinds of distractions, whether it be a note that they're looking at, an email that they're looking at. They're either texting somebody, they could be talking on the phone. They just in general will walk through your facility with their head down. And again, this can be very dangerous or damaging to the company as far as these accidents and reputation. Not only that, but realize that if your company is involved in an incident, what's it going to do to the morale of the company? It takes a tremendous negative effect on the morale, because people have a tendency to turn around, and the operators that I talk to, first thing they'll start to mention to me is management. And again, how upfront is the management as far as being out in the facilities and working with them and trying to build better ideas and thought processes. A pedestrian point of view, one of the things that pedestrians always have an issue is, and when they think of, is that they always have the right of way. How does that come about? Well, it's really pretty simple. We've been trained to operate our vehicles and our cars, and one of the things that comes into play is that we're always taught that the pedestrian does have the right of way. And while that's true, we also need to pay attention and understand that we can have pedestrians in the workplace, and yeah, there could be an accident, and they're never going to be at fault. It's always going to be the operator, but they'll have the right of way, but they'll be dead right or they'll be hurt. And that's something that we need to get our hands around so that we make sure that none of this stuff happens. I've seen craziness like people walking side by side in aisleways, talking, paying attention to each other, not paying attention to the lift trucks in the area. I've seen distractions, something other by other nearby equipment, or one of the latest things that I've seen that really bothers me is operators that are operating the lift truck or pedestrians walking through the facilities with headsets on or earbuds on. You're limiting the noise level. And again, if we're working in a facility where we have issues as far as loud noises, we're going to put those people in earplugs or earmuffs. So now we have to do something else to heighten their awareness, get some type of an early warning system so that they pay attention. And this is where we start to minimize the distractions. And again, training is a big one. The most effective method to minimize pedestrian training in related cases. One of the things that I really look forward to in using is the pedestrian blue lights. The LED safety spotlights, outside of training facility procedures and well-maintained equipment in a well-designed facility, the blue LED lights and the spotlights is one of the best early warning systems that I've seen. Only because, again, it's pointing down on the floor and it's away from the truck. It could be set at 10 feet, 15 feet, 25 feet. And again, what we're looking for is it draws attention to the forklift. Some of the psychologies that's inside of the blue light is really pretty simple. It's the idea that if you see a blue light and you're out driving on the road, so many of the cities in the state have gone to blue lights on the police car. They draw your attention. And again, this is what we're trying to do, is get people's attention, get their eyes up, get them to look around. The yellow lights, the strobe lights that have been on lift trucks for years and years and years, they're like the horns. You know, what happens if you have a bunch of trucks running using horns? It becomes dead noise. It becomes gray noise, and they don't pay attention to it. The blue lights are great. I've seen them mounted forward. I've seen them mounted reverse. And again, what I've seen the benefits of them, to where if you're backing down an aisleway and you have aisles coming in off the sides, you know, they see the blue light go by, so they stop, they look. If you're backing up towards the wall, that blue light will actually bounce off the floor onto the wall. So now you're drawing attention, and people start to look around for where that light is coming from. Again, the light only moves when the vehicle does. So again, we're calling attention that there's a vehicle in that aisle. And, you know, we can train all the operators in the world, but if we don't spend time with the pedestrians, we're truly missing the boat. Warning signs in noisy environments. You won't hear them. You won't hear the lift trucks, especially if you're running electric lift trucks. You know, the beauty of them is they're quiet. The danger to them is they're quiet. So we have to do something to draw attention. Using, you know, in blind intersections, you see the blue light long before you'll see the forklift. And although the operator is required to stop at an aisleway and look in both directions before they move, they become complacent. They feel that nobody's going to be there, or they just cover the brake, which is a very dangerous situation for any company. In conclusion, what I would tell you is the biggest bang for your buck, if we're not going to do forklift training for pedestrians, is to absolutely look into the blue lights. The blue lights are well worth their weight in gold as far as stopping some of the pedestrian accidents, or at least limiting them to where we have near misses and things of that nature. Now, we don't want those. I understand that. But we have to make sure that people understand that this is there for their safety. And we also need to get a hold of pedestrians and get them to understand that that's their requirement when they're out walking in your facilities. Not only if it's a new person or one of your people that work inside of your facility, or God forbid, one of your customers that are in doing a tour. And again, it's something that has been on the market for a relatively short period of time. And I can tell you, folks, that we've installed thousands of them. We have customers that are totally believing and bought into the idea of it's an early warning system so that we draw their attention. We can put dome mirrors in and have people look into the dome mirrors. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. We can have people with early warning systems where you break light curtains and lights start to blink. And again, we have to train the operators to make sure that they turn around and look for this, or train the pedestrians to look for those as well, because you can set them up both ways. The blue lights seem to be the most ideal situation because, again, they're on the floor. It gets there long before the forklift does. So I highly suggest these. If you have any questions for us, please, we'll answer them at this point in time. If you need more information, please contact us. We'll be more than happy to come out and do a demonstration with them. We do have units that we can put on the truck as a demo, and we'll be more than happy to show you the benefits of an early warning system. Thank you. Not seeing any questions, so at this point in time, remember, safety isn't something that we just talk about. It's something that we have to live. And again, unfortunately, I'm one of the people who gets to do investigations into accidents and fatalities. And none of them are any good. They never have been, they never will be. And again, it's a position of making sure that your employees have the opportunity to go home in the same manner as if they come in it. Thank you. Huh?